A very good morning, Father, and we're really glad to have you here today on our podcast. So before we go into the flow of questions, we've heard that you're an avid reader, and we just wanted to know what was the last book that you've read and what has stayed with you throughout that reading?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I usually get updated from references given by our faculty members or through the conferences which I attend. So immediately I try to take the book. I remember I read a book on growth mindset, and of late I was reading Can Paranoids Survive? So it's an interesting book from the CEO of Intel, who took the firm, the brand itself, to another level of being a world brand from a computer company to that of a chip making, let's say, leader in the market.
All right, Father, that's really great to know. Father, we just wanted to understand how Christ University through the years has had a really strong reputation in India. And looking ahead through the next decade, how does the university envision itself evolving into a global leader in the higher education segment?
So we feel that we have recently positioned ourselves in higher education in India with regard to the quality that we can offer and to the extensive services. We also feel that we need to come to another level of growth as many international collaborations coming through. We realize that the student community or the stakeholders expect us to take the university to another level through international collaborations and at the same time raising the platforms of offerings, including that of the programs offered through international joint programs and also the kind of skill development which happens through micro-credentials, and that too through joint collaborations with other universities. We are hopeful that some of the strategic initiatives that we are taking will lead to that kind of a growth for the university. To speak about that growth, in the last 1 year, we were reflecting after 15 years of university in its existence. For example, we got the permission to start the university as a university deemed to be university in 2008. Now by 2023, it's 15 years. So what's the next level of growth for the university? So that's all about differentiation, how Christ University can be different.
All right, Father. So our next question would be about the holistic education that Christ University offers to the students, and it's pretty famous for the same. So we wanted to know how do you further leverage the same aspect?
Yeah, so we believe in the whole person education. That's part of, let's say, our kind of vision about higher education, the integral growth of our students. So there are different aspects happening. You can see that our university is in a multicultural context. The students coming from different parts of India and the world. So how the students engage themselves in the campus. We believe that more time that the students spend in the campus with their own classmates, that's the best of education. That's the best of, let's say, whole person education and the learning or the growth that is happening to the students. So our all campuses have got that distinction of having multicultural education with an intention of whole person education. We have a program, as you know, about holistic education. So those are, there are 4 themes for holistic education program. There is personal, interpersonal, societal. So all these themes are again divided into different aspects of human life. And we have, let's say, a class engagement of at least once in a week in the classrooms. Plus, all our programs are designed for that kind of holistic education. The core values is our base. The 5 core values is the base of our value formation. And I find through holistic education program and plus through the interaction in the classrooms and different activities, we focus on, let us say, the basic assets of human beings, our students with their integrity and the kind of sincerity how it is promoted.
That's really glad to know, Father. So as we do understand, we have a multicultural approach to a lot of our education initiatives, and the growing population of international students in India is also seeing a surge, Father. So how does Christ University cater to this global talent, the influx of talent that is coming into our country right now?
Yeah, so the post-COVID situation is different. It is taking up a very slow pace. The international student community's entry to India for higher education is on a slow pace. And from this year onwards, we are getting good response for admissions from international students. And we find we had a pre-COVID situation, we had lots of students from Southeast Asia and African nations. So we hope to get more groups of students, and we also had taken many collaborations with universities in these countries, and also through the consulates or in an official way. And then through these collaborations, we are strengthening our, let's say, presence in those countries, making them the possible students to be aware of what we exist for.
All right.
Thank you.
So, we would like to ask you about the alumni of the college. We know that the strength of the college lies in the alumni. So, how do you see the contributions of the alumni to happen for the growth of the university?
As of now, the alumni engagement is going very good. I find for the last many years, our Alumni Association was very active to make more, let's say, active engagement of our alumni with that of our student community and departments. We started a new office known as Alumni Engagement, so which will initiate or encourage more varieties of alumni engagements. For example, we thought about bringing alumni as mentors back into campus. We also thought about alumni serving in the board of studies with their industry experience, enriching our curriculum. And also we had started initiatives for upskilling the alumni also. So we have recently announced some of the courses for the upskilling aspect of our alumni members.
All right, Father. So as we understand, Christ University caters to a variety of audiences through its marketing, messaging and communications, Father, be it from students to alumni and industry partners as well. So how does the university focus on this, or what is the strategies that the university implements?
So we are not for a public advertising to promote the university and or let's say the branding part of it. We believe that our students are the best ambassadors of our university. So when you offer the best in the campuses, they themselves tell 100 people. So it is through them that the word of mouth or their kind of productivity that's bringing more, let's say, branding for the university.
So, Father, so we wanted to ask you, according to your views, what are the challenges and opportunities that the university will face or might face in the upcoming decade?
Okay, so you know, the society being very dynamic and the economy or political situation also being very dynamic, and the world scenario also is very challenging. The kind of events that are happening or geopolitical situation all are affecting in one way or another the higher education. So we find on one side the technological advancements, including that of, let's say, generative AI, that is impacting, that's going to impact higher education on a higher level. It is said that in the next 5 to 10 years, at least 50% of what's being practiced in higher education will get affected. So that's a challenge, the AI and its, let's say, introduction to higher education. Next is based on the skill sets that are required for the current situation or upcoming situations. No? The industry demands a new skill set as the world is changing. So we need to update our students. We need to convince our students the need of updating themselves. So looking at the VUCA world in which we are living in, it's time that we prepare our students to face the challenges, to adapt themselves, to be ready for kind of, let's say, the risk management. So that's a wonderful challenge. Also, there are many of these challenges posed to give a quality education to the students from middle class or lower middle class families. So that's a part of the mission of Christ Universities, to support students who are also facing financial difficulties but on merit level. So that's a challenge that we have already faced years back, which is a part of the mission of Christ University. Because of the globalization trends, the gap between the rich and the poor, or let us say different sections of the society increasing, it's a great chance and a mission of Christ University to cater to the needs of all groups of students in the society. Then we also have lots of challenges because of the mushrooming of many types of institutions. The greatest of the challenge, as you may know, that India is the largest populated country in the world. So you got 50% of the population below the age of 25. So what is that? The strength of this population is that 50% of the population below the age of 25, they are a big workforce for any country to that matter. So for the next 30 years, all this great young population, or let's say the treasure, the youth, will be ready for let's say services or what kind of support it requires. So for that we need to give that kind of quality education. The kind of skill-based education is a challenge for us.
All right, Father. So do we understand that we're trying to cater to a huge audience, but there is also the possibilities of foreign universities setting up their bases in India. So in such a scenario, with respect to this entry of foreign universities, what role do you envision for Christ University in the same?
Yeah, so for Christ University, having collaboration with foreign universities, it is not something new. We are there from 1997. We feel that we were the first of the colleges in 1997 to start a twinning program with foreign universities, to that matter, with Western Michigan University, Kalamazoo, USA, in the state of Michigan. And from that time onwards, we offer credit transfer programs, or we call it twinning programs. Of late, we have lots of such collaborations of credit transfer programs or dual degree programs. So we have already started discussions based on the latest permissions coming from University Grants Commission to offer joint programs, which is their part of Christ University's, let's say, programs or offerings. But we have already started more varieties of collaboration to be brought in. We feel that the faculty mobility, student mobility will enrich the current learning experience of our students. That's what we are trying for, more collaborations. And we are receiving lots of such interested visits from universities in Australia, New Zealand, then Europe, USA, and also from Southeast Asia.
That's very nice to know, Father.
Yeah, good.
Now, I wanted to know, like Christ University, beyond classrooms, what are the novel platforms that Christ University offers?
Yeah, so one is, the kind of online education which, which was a product of, let's say, our pandemic. We were forced to go online. So we had a lot of online offerings during, even before COVID times, which was around 15% of our multidisciplinary courses were offered online. So now we are encouraging our students to make it to Swayam courses offered by UGC, and at the same time we are also developing micro credentials from our departments through the Center for Digital Learning. We are also in discussion with many universities to offer micro credentials on as a joint program which they have developed. So we also look at offering MOOC courses, as part of the curriculum or as part of the assessments which they are supposed to take up. So these are some of the strategies that we are taking up to bring in online version of higher education.
Father, we also, to understand, we have initiatives like the Incubation Cell. We also have the, the research and development centers that we have in the university. So this also does add value to both students and stakeholders outside. So do we see ourselves expanding in those directions as well?
Yeah, so the incubation and entrepreneurship cell, which is also there, part of some of the departments, it's not something new for a university. I find for many years the School of Business and Management or School of Commerce, Finance and Accountancy, they were having many activities connected with the business plan, and they used to conduct business plan competitions, which were the first steps towards innovation. So we have in all the campuses innovation centers. For example, in this central campus, we have a full floor dedicated for innovation centers. Those who are entrepreneurs, we also give them space. Those who are from outside the university campuses, they have space allocated, and also our student activities are also well planned from last year onwards.
All right, but it's really great to know how the university is, undertaking a lot of initiatives, not just for the students but also for public benefit and for the, audience outside as well. So as we come to the end of this really, fruitful conversation that we've had with you today, Father, and we believe that, under your leadership, the university will definitely, reach its heights of probably ranking it in the top 100 of the QS World Rankings. What is your vision for the university in the next 10 to 15 years, Father?
As I said, now we completed as a university for 15 years. So the journey from 2023, we term it as a university with a difference. So we need to look at the challenges and the needs of the student community in a different way. We also need to look at the world level global scenario rankings. One of the most acclaimed of such is Times Higher Education. So we have a plan to come closer to a 300 band in Times Higher Education by 2030. So that is known as Target 2030. So for the next 6 years, every year, departments will make the plans and will try to achieve that. So there is a kind of a goal achievement that is given to different centers and different departments. So that is one of the aspects. So maybe in general I can say, when we had the strategic plan taken up in the last year, after getting completed one of the previous strategic plans. So after 15 years, when you are in differentiation, when we go for differentiation, we had 4 themes to look at. One is how to strengthen the culture of the organization, Christ University. Next is to look at how we can improve the teaching, learning and assessment processes, for which we introduce new, let's say, learner-centric andragogies. Then we were also looking at, as of now, we have in highest level of Scopus indexed articles in journals, such journals, we have crossed almost 7,300 and above, which is a 60% growth in the last 5 years. So looking at that, we also find in 2024 itself, we have reached around 1,300. So that's a very good growth. So there we wanted to look at how impactful is our research, not just some research, but how impactful is our research. Third is to have more community engagement. We have a social sensitization wing of Christ University as Center for Social Action, in which almost 1,000 volunteers are working. In all campuses, Center for Social Action is very active, and we look forward for more such community engagement. From departments, many students are going for extension activities. I'm very proud to say our Center for Social Action volunteers go to villages and slums to educate the children there, and also our students are also going from undergraduate classes to teach in different, let's say, public schools or even private schools too, which need more attention. So they get involved in training the students in languages, in different subjects like science or mathematics, who find it difficult to study, and also they are engaged in training the students in music, dance or sports activities. So that's a kind of extension activities our students are already taking up in community engagement. So we have a Center for Service Learning, which is also very active in encouraging departments to make service learning as part of their curriculum. So that's also working out well. So our plan is by 2030, our university need to be in Times Higher Education world ranking, at least in 300 band, 300 to 400 band, for which we are working out.
And we really hope and wish that the university does achieve all its plans and goals.
Yeah.
So of course, with your leadership, we are very sure that it will achieve it.
Wonderful.
Thank you so much, Father. We really had a wonderful time with you today, and we hope to see the university reach greater heights in the
Thank you very much. Yeah.